the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So these next couple of videos, in this cycle, they're gonna be a little bit shorter. It's weird. The book we're working for, I kind of run out of material when it came to this last bit, but you know. Okay, that sounds fine to me. What are we doing? Firstly, we didn't like, share, and subscribe. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, rabbi from another planet. I am almost certain I said that, but who knows? And I'm still a little bit sick. And look, actually, I'm actually recording this early. I feel a bit guilty, but I'm recording this early. I was going to take the rest of the day off, and it's still early. I am still taking the day off because I'm sick, and I'm just going to watch Stranger Things. That's my plan, right? But I figured if I can get another couple of these in the can, I can get a little bit of I can breathe a little bit more easy over the next couple of days because I know I'm like ahead of the game. Being ahead of the game, it's like I enjoy being. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. What is Connecting to the Infinite? Connecting to the Infinite is a 50-day program to supercharge your connection to God. This goes from the holiday of Passover up to the Jewish holiday of Shavuos or Shavuot, which is the when commemorates when God appeared at Mount Sinai. Wait a minute, what day is it today? Let me think. So today is Wednesday, Wednesday, June 1st. But if Sunday, okay, so Sunday at dawn in Israel is when God appeared at the Hebrew day when God appeared. So I know 4 days. Was it 4 days earlier the Israelites came up? So that'll be Sunday at dawn. So Saturday at dawn is day 1. Friday at dawn is day 2. Thursday at dawn is day 3. Wednesday, so like the right now we are encamped around Mount Sinai metaphorically. But this is a time of incredible potential that you go up. You can go up a level in spirituality. And I tell you, I spoke about it yesterday. I did a major video on it about understanding the toxicity in society directly from the series. It was a real synthesis stuff. I'm really excited about that. Anyway, so we're up to day day 48 of the cycle. We've been doing this book called The 6 Constant Mitzvahs. Mitzvah is a commandment from the Old Testament, a commandment from God. We believe there's 613 of them, and these 6 are all about one's interpersonal connection with God. So we had faith in God. That's number 1. Don't have any other gods before God. That's all probably a good one. God is one. Always good to keep in mind. Love God, fear God, and now we're on to don't go after the desires of your heart and mind. Basically, it says the heart is the captain of the ship. You must make your heart subordinate to to information, like true information, real information. That's the way I'm really inferring it, because you see something and you want it, right? We did all that yesterday. You see something and you want it, and you feel some way, and you go the way that you feel. So these are 2 things. Your hearts and eyes are the things that absolutely do guide you, right? So controlling them is very important, because otherwise you'll just go astray. They had a line in it yesterday which was so true, right? Is that if you are compassionate to the cruel, you'll end up being cruel to the compassionate. And boy, have we seen that. That's really, I think, the absolute truth of the world we live in. Anyway, so today's section is good, and again they're a little bit shorter. Let's see how long it takes. Today's section is maintaining success. Keep it up, baby. Ooh, that should be the name of the subject. I think it's going to be that. We're going to call it that. Well, you know that because you're in the future when this goes out. The most challenging aspect to this commandment is not to stray after your heart and your eyes, is that we are equipped only with one set of vital organs. Entire understanding of the world is based on the perceptions and emotions provided to us by our eyes and our heart. Right? It seems that the that they are the only organs that we can use to monitor our actions and our emotions. Well, that's kind of sounds kind of fair, right? It does, It's the police force is also the criminal force. It's a bit confusing. They just had the Michael Sussman trial where this guy was on trial for lying to the FBI, right? For the whole Trump-Russia collusion thing during the 2016 election. They made it understand, Hillary Clinton, she okayed it, it's completely invented, completely made up. We were lying and lying to the American people. But was he lying to the FBI? Well, it turns out the FBI had an office in his firm, right? And FBI had a secure office that had maintained security in his firm. and who manned that office? Sussman, right? So the idea of getting a fair trial seems a bit silly, and he was just acquitted. And the way he was acquitted was essentially, as far as I understand it, was like, the whole Trump collusion thing, that was a lie. But we all knew it was a lie, so you weren't really lying to the FBI. Everybody knows you're lying, right? If you walk into the FBI and say, "Hi, I'm a purple hippopotamus," well, if you said that nowadays, they'll have to identify as a purple hippopotamus. But in more sane times, right? They'll go, "No, you're not." But the nature of truth is just a little bit malleable in the world we live in. So okay. So if your hearts and eyes are the ones that are supposed to monitor you, they're also the ones that are criminally involved. Again, FBI, Clinton firm. It's all kind of. It all just seems a bit much. But I think what he said. Doesn't matter what happens, you're never going to get a conviction in a Democrat stronghold. It's just anything that makes the Democrats look bad, you're going to get acquitted no matter what. It's like, well, doesn't really sound like liberty and justice for all to me. But anyway, that's maybe something they may want to rethink. Never, absolutely, they're never going to rethink it. Fine. So, but how can we rely on such fickle organs to police themselves? That's true. How do we know whether they are providing us with true perspectives of ourselves, or whether we are fooling ourselves into believing that we are in control, that when in truth we are following them? I mean, look, we delude ourselves all the time. I mean, it's very cruel, but everybody loves American Idol, right? Or America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, whatever it is. Because people come out on stage and they're convinced they can sing like an angel and they can't. And it's kind of funny and they feel bad for them, but reality hitting them in the face. Some people facing this conundrum will say, there is no way to figure out the truth, and simply hope for the best. Okay, I guess sort of that's me. On a certain level, it is indeed true. There is absolutely no way to be sure that we are on the correct path. Yeah, that's kind of like, it's a problem I have a lot of time. But surrendering is not an option. We know that we are here on purpose, here for a purpose, on purpose and for a purpose. And there must be some way to fulfill our mission in life. There must be some way for our heart and our eyes to police themselves. So, Mr. Shomron, the Book of the Straight, I think, Path of the Straight, chapters 2 and 3, is extremely bothered by this problem. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. In response, they note that the rabbi's comparison of a journey through the world of a person walking in darkness in night is particularly apt, right? That's the one is an angle as the other. There are two dangers one faces when walking in the dark. One is danger of the unseen. A person traveling in the dark can fall into an unseen pit. Okay, fine. Simply, a person can spend his years on Earth in a trivial pursuit of meaningless. Well, that is kind of fun. Trivial pursuit meaningless. Goals simply get meaningless goals simply because he's unaware there is higher calling. Right? He lives in darkness. He never knew there was more meaning to life. So walking in darkness is I don't know what's out there, right? Might fall in a pit or a pit of a cul-de-sac in life. The other danger is of mistaken identification. of dimly lit objects. A person walking in darkness might walk into a pillar because he thinks thinks there's a person who will step aside as he approaches. Why not just walk around it? But okay, I get the point. Similarly, a person wandering through the world may spend his time chasing some sort of goal, and that he mistakenly identifies as good. Right? He might just like mess up. Right? Make a mistake. When in truth, it is evil. What recourse do we have? So this book, Tzvi Lebetkin, says, right, we can only succeed if we take advice from those who have already met with success, right? So then it pulls up this other thing from the Talmud. It says, come make a cheshbon of your actions. We talked about it. Cheshbon and nefesh. You got to sit down. You got to make an accounting, right, of who you are, what you're doing, what's going on. We have already discussed the need for cheshbon and nefesh, like the spiritual accounting, in detail when we're talking about fear of God. But not going after the desires of heart and eyes, it is a much more basic form of spiritual accounting. Right, so it goes in the story. A fine person named Mel managed to escape from Europe and made it to United States penniless. I'm talking about, I guess he's a Jew escaping escaping the Holocaust. A kind-hearted fellow offered to teach him how to bake, and Mel became an excellent baker. He was not so much a businessman, however, so when it came to time to go out on his own, he took a partner who would handle the business end. The partner told him they should gain business by offering their pastries at a reduced price, and they could draw customers, and that would draw customers in, and Mel went along with the plan. Mel cakes were very good. Everybody freaking loved Mel cakes. That before long he became one of the most popular sources for kosher pastries in the New York area. How do I know it was in the New York area, right? His partner spent more time courting more and more customers, and they enjoyed great success. They were so popular they were being honored by organizations for their services. One day they ran into some trouble calculating their revenues, and they hired an accountant to review the books. The accountant sat with their ledgers for some time, and he leveled with them with disheartening news. They were bankrupt, right? They were bankrupt. The initial reaction was to blame. The accountant blamed the accountant. How could we be bankrupt? They protested. We are the most popular bakery in the area. Good question, right? Very, very good question. It took a while for them to figure out exactly where they had gone wrong. In their excitement over their popularity, they had forgotten to raise their prices, and they were still offering the pastries at the same bargain prices when they started. At each event they catered, they had lost money. Okay, well, this probably wasn't your best business partner, right? This doesn't sound like the most Dewey book of business to me, right? Okay. We have discussed, when we discussed the spiritual accounting, cheshbon and nefesh, when dealing with fear of God, we were referring to the need to keep track of our life goals and our deeds. So not going after our desires of our heart and mind requires a much more basic form of accounting, ensuring that we're not getting distracted and that we remember we are in business, right? Are we still striving to fulfill the goals that we set for ourselves in faith and not having other gods, the oneness of God and love of God and fear of God? We are making progress, or are we like Mel the Baker, so blinded by our success, right, that we don't realize we're running into bankruptcy? Okay. It's difficult to evaluate our own progress, but the path of the just teaches us that it can be done. Our intellect is ultimately the most powerful force in our system. Well, I mean, again, that's true, because this whole commandment is about not being influenced by your not letting your emotions being influenced by controlling what your own emotions are influenced by, essentially, right? We've seen that that absolutely happens. People they want to believe that there's the Western world is intrinsically racist, right? And even though there's no racism they can really point to, they have to make up invisible racism, unconscious bias, right? Those sort of things. Because you can't say, oh, that's not there. It's unconscious. You don't know. It's invisible, right? They had to make it up, right? Because there wasn't enough there. But our mind did that because their heart wanted to believe there was systemic racism, And so the intellect came up with this insane thing that even though there's no racism, they can believe there's racism, right? And then anything that could be construed as racist, they then turn the dial up to a million. Like the famous George Floyd riots and death, and Derek Chauvin killing him. Did he? Maybe. Look, he went to trial and he was found guilty of murder, which means they on a legal reality, they're saying that Derek Chauvin woke up in the morning and said, I really want to kill a black person. I just want to do it, right? And I'm just going to find the first person I can do it with. I don't think that happened, right? I don't think it, but, the country was tearing itself apart. They needed a sacrifice, and it was certainly him. I mean, it wouldn't be quite so bad if Floyd didn't die with a lethal dose of fentanyl in the system, right? That should at least give you, but no, your intellect is slave to your emotions, right? Your intellect will, it can be, but your intellect will do what your emotions tell it to do. If we invest effort into empowering it over our emotions, if we try to use raw emotions to monitor emotions, or raw perception to monitor perception, we will fail. But if the heart and eyes have been connected to the intellect, they can police themselves, right? Well, mostly. I mean, look, we all sin, though, right? I mean, I see something, I sin, right? That happens. Everybody does it. It's completely human, right? It's you just decide that I want to sin, right? I know I shouldn't do it, but I want to. It's like nobody doesn't know that smoking kills them, right? Smoking is bad for you, and it will kill you. No one doesn't know that. People still smoke, right? Sometimes you want to be weak. Yeah, it's one reason I love Doctor Who. There's this great line in Robots of Death, what was it, 1974, 35 story, where this robot had made a mistake. Is it I failed? And Tom Baker, the Doctor, says, yes, but congratulations, failure is a basic human freedom, and it is. It's a freedom that God gave us, and it's something that we should treasure, right? Treasure. I mean, don't indulge in it too often, but don't beat yourself up about it. We must take take the time every now and again to re-examine what we're living for. In the first of the 5 commandments, we have learned that there is purpose in the world, and that we play an important role in that purpose. That every event in our lives is connected to that role, and that we can love the challenge challenge that the purpose presents. Whatever the challenge is, you should love it, right? So not going off the hearts and eyes is there to protect the other 5 commandments, to ensure that we are still living for that purpose. It's a way of it's like one hand monitoring the other monitors the other. So HaGeffen and Nefesh, spiritual counting, is the only way to guarantee that we will remain focused in life and full of meaning. So we can enjoy the ultimate pleasure of basking in the glory of God's light when the world reaches perfection speedily, and hopefully in our days, right? Speedily in our days, wouldn't that be fantastic? So there you go. We got one more day to go on this. We're going to do an overview. I was going to record it now. My throat's going. My voice is going. I think I'm done for the day. Stranger Things is calling. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi for Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.